changing your life one story at a time. This is the Chicken Soup for the Soul podcast with Editor-in-Chief Amy Newmark.
Hey, it's Amy Newmark with your daily dose of Chicken Soup for the Soul inspiration to make you simply happy. It's Tip Tuesday, and today I want to talk about how you can take a bad habit, procrastination, and use it to your advantage. I use the power of procrastination all the time to increase my productivity. Personally, I need deadlines to get anything done. And I always make my deadlines no matter how late I start on a project. But boy, do I procrastinate on the way to starting any project. I was supposed to write this podcast script several days ago, not just in time for the recording session. I record 3 weeks of podcasts at a time, which means writing 15 scripts in 2 crazy days right before I go to the studio. This time, I really tried to write my scripts a week ahead of time, but every time I pulled up the files, I just stared at them, and I found something else to do instead. I got a lot done, though, loads of stuff, while I was avoiding writing these scripts. My colleagues know now, when I start doing all kinds of productive things, that I'm avoiding something else, something I will have to do anyway, whether I like it or not. When they see me getting super productive, doing something that I usually hate doing, like royalty statements, they know that I'm avoiding doing something else that actually needs to be done in the next few days. I think that procrastination is the key to how productive I actually am. I can do all kinds of huge projects while I'm avoiding doing the one thing that has the nearest deadline. It turns out it's a great system. Have one big project due soon, avoid it like the plague, and do 2 or 3 other really fabulous things instead. I'll still have to do the project that I was avoiding, so now, instead of accomplishing one thing, I'll end up accomplishing the thing I was avoiding, plus 2 or 3 other bonus projects. I've been productively using the power of procrastination for years. You should see how productive I am when tax season comes around. I'll end up organizing photos, cleaning out closets, washing windows. It all gets done, and then the tax info has to be assembled anyway, on time. So I end up way ahead of where I would have been if I hadn't procrastinated. There's even an official listing for productive procrastination on urbandictionary.com. It says, noun, doing stuff to keep busy while avoiding what really needs doing. There are dozens of books on Amazon about how to stop procrastinating, but why would you? The book that I like is the one about the positive power of procrastinating. It's called The Art of Procrastination, A Guide to Effective Dawdling, Lollygagging, and Postponing by Dr. John Perry, an emeritus professor at Stanford University. Dr. Perry recommends that you make lists of things that you know you won't actually get done so that you will spend lots of time busily accomplishing other tasks while you avoid those few dreaded ones. He even won something called the Ig Nobel Prize a few years ago, and that was for his 1995 essay on the power of what he called structured procrastination. In his essay, he said, to be a high achiever, always work on something important, using it as a way to avoid doing something that's even more important. So the great American writer Robert Benchley said this, anyone can do any amount of work, provided it isn't the work he's supposed to be doing at that moment. I agree. I love to harness the guilt and the nervous energy that are generated by procrastinating. They help me make huge progress on the rest of my to-do list. While I avoided writing my podcast scripts this week, I caught up on my business magazines, I wrote press releases, and I arranged PR for our next 3 books. I got all that done, and I still had to write my 15 podcast scripts, which got done on time. Let me know if you use the power of productive procrastination. Shoot me an email at amy@chickensoupforthesoul.com. Or don't. Put it off. You'll get something else done instead. I'm Amy Newmark. Thanks for listening to the Chicken Soup for the Soul podcast today. Come back tomorrow for Wow Wednesday. You know I love sharing 2 kinds of stories with you on Wednesdays. Stories about love and stories about miracles. Tomorrow, we're going to have a combination of the two, with two stories about women who found miraculous love at church.